विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाये तव जय गाथा.
If we didn't have the community like you, who supported us, who provided for us, because that doesn't happen everywhere, right? Police and citizens don't always get along in every community, but in this community it's a partnership. You want your kids to do well in school. We want your kids to do well in school. We want your kids to be safe. We want you to be safe, and you want to help us achieve that for you. And so it is truly a community partnership that truly we could not do without you. So our Indian community has become such an integral part of Forsyth County and who we are. And that's the really cool thing. I say this all the time, and Raveem and others have heard this 100 times. Look, there are so many things that we are alike with, 95%. The 5% cultural differences are the really cool differences between us. That's where we get the really cool part of getting to learn about each other and get to experience the differences in culture that may be there. But what we want for our kids, what we want for our families, what we want for our lives are nearly identical. And so I always remind you, and you're living proof, it is so important for the Indian community here in Forsyth County to become integrated in the broader community. And you guys, by doing something like this, are doing just that, right? You're becoming part of the broader Forsyth County community, and that's what makes us strong. So thank you guys for being willing to do that on behalf of all these guys and girls here.
One thing that I would say is, we as a community, we always ask you what you can do for us, but this time we want to take an opportunity to ask you what we can do for you.
You're doing just that very part right now. Look, talk to your kids, be involved in your kids, be involved in the broader community, be involved in what's going on in Forsyth County, not just in the Indian community. And many of you are. You wouldn't be here if you're not. But that's why we have a citizen advisory board. Praveem and Venkachundi and some others are part of that, and some things like that, so that I can hear easier from our Indian community. What is it that you're concerned about your families? What is it that you need? And so it is just that two-way communication. You want to be engaged, be communicative. If there's something you're concerned about, something you need, something you want, let us know so we can work together on that. And that is getting so much better, right? From 10 years ago with a very small Indian population to now being with a much broader Indian population. The communication is so much better, but it takes work on both our parts. We have to be open and willing to reach out. You have to be open and willing to reach out, and groups like this are just proof that we're achieving that, right?
Yes.
So thank you for what you do again.
My community is dressed in non-uniforms. But by the same token, here's what I always felt about law enforcement and folks like us. We excel at technology. We excel at medicine. We excel at professions. You heard of Google, right? You heard of Microsoft. Both are headed by Indians. The top 10 Indian companies, tech companies, are headed by Indians. But the point where we want to acknowledge your presence is, that could have only happened because of one point. Every individual needs three things: roti, kapda, makan, food, clothing, shelter. As a society, the very first thing we need is security. And that's where you come in. And of course, your counterparts who are guarding outside the country, we always salute them. Why we have such tremendous regard for you folks in black or blue, it's because when that 911 call comes, you don't ask us who you are, which country you belong to, male, female, whichever gender you are. You are there just to knock on the door and deliver at least street curbside justice.
The power is on here.
Hi, Springly Smiles was an initiative started in 2020 in Mumbai to help the frontline workers, specifically the BMC workers and the police during the lockdown. During the lockdown, there was no shops, no restaurants that were open, and the frontline workers did not have anything to eat. We started with a small initiative to provide food to the frontline workers. Then we reached out to the senior citizens who could not go out to buy groceries. Then we added our service to the daily wages because during the lockdown there was no way that they could earn anything. We extended our reach to the community by donating blankets during winters in the last 3 years because there were a lot of people who were getting impacted by the cold that we had it not only in India but also in US. We have donated more than 3,000 blankets till now, both in India and US. Our recent effort has been to reach out to the frontline workers in Georgia. As part of our first initiative, we celebrated the 74th Indian Republic Day with the sheriffs of Forsyth County in Georgia, where we took an opportunity to thank them for all the great work that they do. They are the reason why our community is safe, why our kids can go to the school and come back with a smile on their face. So we took an opportunity. There were more than 20 volunteers who joined us to thank more than 60 sheriffs who were present for the lunch on January 27th in the Republic Day celebration.
We at Sprinkling Smiles believe in sprinkling a little smile wherever we go and make this world a better place. Our speedometer, our smilometer till date has clocked 1,95,000 smiles. Join us in this journey of spreading smiles at www.sprinklingsmile.org.